We've entered 2022, hoping we've left the challenges and even the traumas of 2020 and 2021 behind. If only. However, there is a way you can solve life's challenges. Welcome to this BVTV Your Conscience Duology, coming to you from the UK studios at BizVision. I'm your host, Malcolm Gallagher. It's National Conscience Month during January, and taking control of your conscience and consciousness is, I firmly believe, the way to shrug off the past and maximize your future. I wanted to bring you inspiration to kick off your 2022. So who better to talk to than the author of this great book, Your Conscience, the key to unlock limitless wisdom and creativity and solve all of life's challenges. Hello again, Leonard Perlmutter.
Hello, Malcolm. It's
so nice for you to join us so early in 2022, Leonard. I'm very grateful for that. But I want people to shrug off as much as possible as 2021 drag downs, and let's get them thinking and as you quite rightly say, meeting and beating life's challenges. Leonard, what do you trust National Conscience Month can do or achieve for people, and how can your book help them on their journey?
Well, as I wrote in the book, and the reason that I wrote the book is that I believe that we have a crisis in education. As I might have mentioned previously in other conversations with you, every level of education that I had asked only one thing of me, and that was to memorize something that someone else had written or had researched. And what that does is that it leaves us dependent on the potential ignorance of others. It affects our relationships. It affects our lifestyle choices. So Albert Einstein said something very profound that modestly changed my life. He said that a problem cannot be solved on the level at which it arises. It has to be solved on a higher level. Okay, well, that's interesting, and it was a game changer for me, but I had to first realize that I'm not going to find that higher knowledge, that higher level, unless and until I can change my perspective, because my perspective is always skewed by my conception. Perspective, my perception is skewed by my conception. And I have a lot of faulty concepts stored on the hard drive of my own mind, as all human beings do. Mm-hmm. So what's the solution? The solution is our conscience. You see, the conscience can reflect superconscious wisdom from an intuitive library of wisdom at the center of consciousness. Many people call that center of consciousness our soul. But within the soul, within our consciousness, at the core, resides the superconscious portion of the mind, where Paul McCartney hears beautiful melodies and Albert Einstein has seen fantastic equations. Doesn't mean that we're going to become anything like them, but we can access through our conscience just what we need to experience health and happiness and security in this lifetime.
I mean, I love reading your book because it gives me inspiration. And as you know, I interview hundreds of authors every year, but I just like the very simple way that you go about things on helping people understand. And I like the fact that you don't talk down to people in it, as so many highfalutin people do. You give it to us straight, but simple.
Well, if I tell the truth, I will own up to the fact that I'm a simple fellow. But I'm a practical man, and I want practical solutions in my life. I'm not interested in esoterica. without a practical application. And here's something I want to share with you and all the listeners out there, because it's an experiment that's really easy to do. Very easy. I call it my $1 million prescription. My $1 million prescription. And what is it? Hot water. 6 to 8 cups of hot, plain hot water throughout the day is a tonic to your entire urinary system. And it has no pharmacological requirements that the body do anything, to clean anything, to purify anything. It's a pass-through, just like washing the dishes with hot water. So experiment with that. It's relatively easy, and you'll enjoy it, and you'll feel better. Hot water.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that because
I coffee or tea.
Yeah. No, it's got to be hot water, hasn't it? Oh,
yes.
Well, as hot as you can manage to drink, obviously.
Yes, without burning the tongue.
Yes. I'm really going to try that because I struggle to get through my 2 liters of cold water every day. That sounds a little bit more pleasant, you know. Thanks, Leonard. Now, let's give viewers and listeners details of your URL, which is, now, viewers, you can see it on the screen behind me, but for listeners, let me spell it out. It's all the W's, AmericanMeditation.org. All the W's, AmericanMeditation.org. Now, Leonard's book, this one, and this is my personal copy signed by him. This is my personal copy, as I said, is the book is called Your Conscience, the key to unlock limitless wisdom and creativity and solve all of life's challenges. And it's published by AMIpublishers.org. So go to AmericanMeditation.org there, and you'll find out more about how to get hold of this book. It is one, definitely, out of the hundreds and hundreds of books that I've been reviewing this year, it is certainly one of my favorites, and I like dipping into it just from a personal point of view. And I explain why a little bit more in episode 2. In episode 2 of this duology, I'm going to ask Leonard how, in these continuing and challenging, uncertain times, we should go about keeping the focus that he proposes in his book. After all, there's so much pulling us in so many ways. And after all, we're only human. For now, thanks, Leonard, for a great episode 1.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.